Alright guys, welcome back to VALORANT News with the final 4 teams of Masters Shanghai kicking off tomorrow in the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Big update arriving yesterday, not just in terms of roster stuff, but also the way the game is going to be played very shortly after this tournament. The major duelist changes coming into effect, changes to ISO, changes to Reyna, changes to Clove, but mainly some nerfs for Raze and some mega buffs for Neon. This agent is now going to be fascinating to watch in the meta. Lots of pros believe she is going to be way too strong, and lots to talk about those that liked her before may especially like her now. Very much interested in your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. First of all, head coach of Leviathan. He's gone. He's out of there. They've got rid of him. Now, this is, well, by mutual agreement, they say. Very interesting, right? Because back in December, we had the drama when they were making some changes, then they weren't making changes and what was happening. And there was talk that internally the chemistry might not be in the greatest potential spot. Obviously, when Nosra was gone and all this stuff happened, Com came in and the other things. So whether there's been anything to that extent that's actually caused this, but this is obviously several months down the line, the reality is they may just have underperformed expectations and therefore he's going to be gone. They're going to fill that position with somebody else instead. Here we go from Eccles, who, this guy, you got to respect it, right? Because he was on 100T for a while and did a, respectable job, but he was there for like 2 weeks before, of course, they made the roster change. Since then, this guy's been doing the world tour. He's played for like everybody. And now he says, yeah, once again, I'm blessed to be traveling around the world for some Valorant. So I don't know where this guy's going to go next, but like a generational bag chaser, you got to say, because this guy's all over the shop, traveling worldwide to play for any odd Valorant team that will give him a contract, but presumably a pretty good one. So yeah, hopefully it works out. Wishing the best for Eccles as well. But let's just dive straight into these changes. So patch 8.11 is coming out, and wow, these are significant. Basically, they're entirely changing the duelist category to try and make some more competitive agents with Jet. Right now, it's basically just Jet, as it was back in the day as well, but Raze is obviously very strong also, and it's pretty much just Raze and Jet. What else can they do? Well, we'll see. So, Reyna, couple of changes here. Usually what they do to these changes, they make some nerfs, some buffs. The big buff here really is on the ultimate. The ultimate no longer has a timer and is permanent until killed. So you stay in ultimate state forever until you die, which is actually really quite nice, I think, and is maybe going to be better for ranked. I still don't see Reyna getting much play, obviously, in competitive, but I do think for ranked it actually might make her play better, because typically Reyna's a bit of a solo agent, right? Whereas because of this, you no longer have to chow and just go for all the kills with the ultimate. You can actually take your time because you've got the ultimate forever, which I think is actually a really kind of nice change, but they've countered it by a couple of nerfs elsewhere, although the overheal of armor not decaying is kind of a nice one. Couple of nerfs to Clove. Not sure who was asking for this. Of course, not really related to the duelist side, but I think by the data Riot have, Clove has been a very strong agent since release, and therefore they're deciding to make a couple of nerfs to the character. But we've got to get on to the rest of the duelist stuff. Now, ISO. This is really interesting, actually. I still don't see ISO getting much use in competitive play, like by the pros. But in ranks, I think that ISO could be really quite strong now, because basically on the E, you no longer have to get a kill in order to activate the shield. You simply just get it, right? So there's a couple of things that make it, charges reduced from 2 to 1 here, but you don't have to get a kill and then activate the shield. You just press E and you'll get the shield. And which will take 1 bullet. And therefore, if there's an operator on the site with Jet or whatever, ISO can just go in for free, like eat the bullet, kill Jet or whatever, and then use all the other abilities that he's got at his disposal. So I think that this is actually really quite a big deal here for ISO that is probably getting overlooked somewhat because of what has happened to Neon. This is the Raze nerf, by the way. I know they've touched Raze a few times and she's got somewhat weaker. And the satchels, though, no longer damage or knock back upon enemies breaking the pack. Horizontal velocity has been slowed down while satcheling. The audio has also been updated so it can be heard further away. So yeah, another slight nerf there for Raze, but I think it's interesting how her speed is getting limited on the horizontal velocity with satcheling, but yet the speed of Neon is absolutely out of control. So these are the changes here. I guess we can look at the fast lane. The wall duration has been reduced from 6 seconds to only 4 seconds, but that might not matter because she's going to be so much faster now, and the dissolve duration has increased. The relay bolt has gone down from 2 to 1. The wind-up delay has been reduced, though, and the concuss duration has been slightly increased, but But this is the main thing, because this is what makes Neon good, really, is just the absolute immense speed that she can bring through. Now, of course, they changed her speed a while ago to make her significantly weaker. There were characters, or like, let's say Victor on the Optic days. He would use Neon a lot to great effect on maps such as Fracture. Very strong agent, actually, in the hands of certain players. Mini Boo, even today, likes to use Neon. All of her benefits, really, what you use her for, have now got way better. So there's no weapon movement error while sliding, which effectively makes her more accurate while sliding. No strafe speed reduction. The sprint speed has been increased radically from nearly 7 meters a second to over 9, which is basically a 30% increase. There's now 2 slide charges. The fuel regen time, by the way, which is so mega, has gone from 60 seconds down to 20 seconds, and the equip time out of slide is now basically instant in 0.2 of a second. So she is now going to be insanely fast out of, or like onto sites. She's going to be very accurate while sliding. She can, regen her fuel and just go across the map very, so much quicker than before. And, like, can basically immediately shoot out of sliding. It's a big change. It's a serious change. And I think this is going to make Neon seriously viable and competitive play, because she was a little bit viable before, and obviously pre her getting nerfed a little while ago, she was even more viable than that. And here comes Zekken saying, yep, we're running this up. Have you seen the raise changes? Absolutely. Zekken's apparently looking forward to it. Even Durka says 2 slide, 100% accuracy while sliding. I'm going to be a Neon main now. And of course, Durka, in addition, has now changed his bio to Neon as a result of all this stuff, and therefore there's been talk, alright, who's going to be the best, like which Neon guys are going to be the best. This also means that whatever happens this weekend for Team Heretics with Patty Tech there, Mini Boo is still a player that you'd think is going to come back into the team, even if they were to win the entire event, especially because his Neon might be rather deadly. These are some patch thoughts here from Zelsis. I'm pretty sure that he copied this off. He either copied this over from Vanity, or maybe Vanity got it from somebody else, but, these were just some pretty generic thoughts on where Neon's going to be good on. Lotus, Sunset, Haven, Raze might not change too much, Jet Supremacy still, we shall see. But I think that Neon is definitely going to be viable to some extent, and, we've seen stuff like this flying around over the last day or so, just talking about how strong Neon is going to be in this new, meta, more than likely. Now, before we get into some other stuff, I wanted to mention some roster drama, because to close out the video, M80, they've made a roster change. They had not been looking as strong as they would have liked to, right? Nitro came into the team this season. It was always a bit of a strange call, I thought, for Nitro to come in here, to be honest. It's the classic, isn't it? CS player to Valorant, to CS, to Valorant, and back to CS, and back to Valorant again, and then potentially back to CS. I think there's been even some rumors that he's going to go to Liquid in their CS team, right? So we'll see if that comes true. And maybe this is the end. This is like the final hurrah for CS players coming to Valorant and making it work. This might be the final time that we see a player, he has succeeded in Valorant, but not really on this roster. So M80 last year were comfortably the second best team. At times they even looked like the best team, but in the end they lost to the Guards. This year M80 are not quite as strong relative to the competition. Oxygen are good, Moist Shopify are good. There's other teams that are good out there, absolutely, right now. And as a result of this, M80 feel like they need to improve. So Nitro has been effectively dropped. Well, he's been benched. He's still with the organization, no longer on the active roster. And they've got rid of him, right? And as Xander says, Nick was a great teammate. I'll always value the experience he brought to the team. Wish him the best in what he decides to do. Last minute change. We're still confident we've got the tools to go all the way. So I guess the question is, has he made this call because he's got an offer in Counter-Strike, or has the team made this call and therefore Nitro is saying, oh yeah, a bit of a strange one for you to get rid of me in this way? And I think it's quite likely they actually got rid of him, just because Xander has done a great job in the past in-game leading, for example version 1, and I think that's probably what they will do again. Did they need Nitro and Xander? Bit of a question. Has he been, not great for these guys, Nitro? You could argue yes. His replacement is going to be Net. So this is now quite fascinating, isn't it? Because Net was on the Guards, then he was on G2. G2 got got rid of him. Of course, they made the change for Icy, and now Net is available. The player that won Ascension last year and is now potentially going to try and win Ascension again. So it would be incredible, wouldn't it, if Net goes back-to-back Ascension victories. He wins it one year with the Guard, makes it to the league and then gets dropped, wins it again with M80, makes it to the league, and, well, who knows this time. But, yeah, that's the situation here for M80. I'm guessing Xander is going to in-game lead the team, but I guess we shall see. There was also this yesterday, bit of an update really on the whole Inspire, also known as Baby J, drama against Screwface, with Winthrop University going down 2-0 to YFP Gaming, and I'm sure that maybe Baby J, or Inspire as he's known, was sitting there thinking, oh yeah, nice one, buddy. As Screwface says, screw me, got chefed by these guys 0-2, couldn't get anything going on the CT sides. I think they went down pretty comfortably as well, like 13-6s in that kind of ballpark there. So yeah, definitely the drama between those two will not be going away, but very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.